What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Geeks Forever podcast. That's right, two in a row. I'm trying to be consistent. Unlike earlier in the year where it was one podcast, take a break, another, not come back, another, not come back. Always, I am your host, the King of Mexico, the one and the only Captain Mexico, the EST, the craziest, the dopest, the stupidest, the criminalist, the most notorious. Also joining me is the man with the plan. He runs the skinny, the Texas gaming hedgehog himself, Keyblade Sonic.
Hi, everybody. I hope you guys had a great Easter.
Oh, that's right. Easter was yesterday. That explains why there were so many people looking for werewolves.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so Serenity's asking what did AM do now? I don't. So you weren't here for the last week's podcast, but we're going to talk about that a little bit more today because I know some people that are watching the show today didn't hear what we were talking about last week. And joining us, well, not joining us this time around, is Jace. He's not here today because he has to run card maintenance
But Jace is always here in
in
spirit.
spirit.
Yes.
But we don't have our token white guy, so we might get shut down by Matsuri. We don't have a manager present. All right, so what's going on with the skinny today, sir?
All right. So today's skinny is for April 10th, 2023. This weekend we actually got a lot of events slash cons going on. So first in Pflugerville, Etchy Expo is hosting their cosplay cafe. Cosplay gala. My apologies. Happening this weekend at the Courtyard by Marriott over in Pflugerville, Texas. That's happened this weekend. Let's see another. Okay, so this weekend, for people who are interested in going to San Antonio, Riverwalk Anime is happening in San Antonio this weekend. It is happening at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center, April 15th and the 16th, which is Saturday and Sunday. It's basically a brand new con. It's actually going to feature a lot of guests, a lot of voice actors such as Chris Sabat, Ian Sinclair, Colleen Clickenbeard, Sonny Strait, Zach Aguilar, Sean Schemmel. So that's happening this weekend. And another one is happening this Saturday and Sunday over at Traders Village on Eldridge. It is Traders Village Comic-Con. It's happening this weekend from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. That is happening featuring a couple of actors such as Jesse Borrego, who is Blood and Blood Out from Dexter, Fame, Columbiana, Fear the Walking Dead. Also including voice actor Chuck Huber, best known as Emperor Pilaf in Dragon Ball Super, Android 17. Also, we're featuring Stephanie Nadoli, the voice actor is best known for voicing Teen Gohan and Kid Goku in the original Dragon Ball. And so that's happening this weekend. And usually a lot of people like my positive reception on this, so I'm going to keep doing it. This weekend's box office is actually pretty interesting, and it's actually going to connect to this week's topics. So the number 5 is Scream 6 with an estimate of $3.3 million domestically. All this is all domestic, so just keep that in mind. Number 4, debuting at number 4, the movie Air, which is basically the Nike Air Jordan movie that just came out starring Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, brought in $14.5 million. Number 3, Dungeons and Dragons Under Among Thieves walked in with $14.5 million. Number 2, John Wick Chapter 4, still going strong with $14.6 million. And the number 1 movie, to the surprise, obviously, of nobody, the Super Mario Brothers movie, bringing in a whopping $146.4 million.
Maybe the surprise of the critics.
Yeah, surprised the critics. Basically, the audience told the critics to stick your opinions up your ass, considering how some of these critics are so out of touch. You're out of touch if you ask disconnect your Game Boy. You have no business fucking reviewing this movie if that's the first thing you say in your review. I'm gonna be frank on that. But an interesting thing, that was actually just for 3 days. But for the 5-day weekend, because it actually premiered on Wednesday, it actually in total made $195 million domestically.
That's pretty badass.
And here's some interesting note about this too. So apparently, it actually made, this is worldwide, $368 million worldwide. surpassing Frozen 2 as the biggest animated movie opening.
That makes sense, though. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and here's another interesting stat. It actually, in its entire weekend, it surpassed the first Sonic movie's entire theater run.
Oh,
Then
wow.
again, then
Holy
again,
shit.
then again, Sonic got screwed over by COVID and all that stuff. So the pandemic just started, like when when the movie came out. But that's really big. That's incredible. $368 million worldwide, and most most markets hasn't even opened yet. Like it hasn't even opened in Japan yet.
What? You're saying the Japanese didn't get it first?
Yeah, so basically they're not getting it first.
Oh, I'm so fucking pale. Oh. Hold on, let me change my fucking settings, guys. Give me a second. There we are.
There you go.
Much
Now you
better.
look better. And
Much browner.
much browner. And yeah, that's pretty much the skinny for April 10th, 2023. A lot of events going on this weekend, and the box office is pretty much going strong. So thanks to Mario and
All
we're gonna
right.
yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So, banana report. All right. So, a couple people have already asked me what's going on. I don't know why a lot of people are still asking. It's like some of us don't have lives, sir. I don't know. But for those of you that want to know, Banana has resurfaced on the internet interwebs. I believe his uh, Facebook account is back. I'm over here trying to find him. Maybe not. Wait, can you tell me? No, okay, okay. I just remembered. I just remember his real name because I typed in banana and he didn't come up. What the fuck? Where is he? No, maybe not. Maybe not. Anyways, fuck it. I don't think he did. I thought he did because all I know is that when I was inviting people. Oh, speaking of which, also to add that we have officially announced our first event. Not that we're hosting, but our first event that's for sure going to happen is our annual Delta HCon party this year. That's right. We're coming back to Delta HCon for sure this year, but I'm going to torture myself and I'm going to submit panels for BotCon. So someone let BotCon know, let Bacon know that we are coming for that entertainment booty. But we will do both cons. For BotCon, I will host family-friendly panels, and for Delta, I'll do the adult panels, and we'll do the party. Your Highness, what's up? Banana. Oh, we can't say who he really is on the stream, but we can tell you in the Discord. But with that being said, we look forward to Comic Palooza. We're submitting panels for San Japan, Ikicon, not Acon, AFest, yes, Anime Texas, all the cons that we can. I didn't go to Weeb Con, but guess who did?
That's me.
Yeah. So Sonic, how's Weeb Con? Tell us real quick before we start talking about Anime Matsuri, a recap of Anime Matsuri and their continuous bullshit.
The continuous bullshit. All right, so I wrote a couple of notes. So first off is actually the first time I've been to the Gaylord Texan Resort and Convention Center. It's actually pretty massive. I actually thought it was actually really cool. So going inside on the first day, there was a lot. It was already a line, like a line con already. So we actually checked from the registrations, and then we pretty much walked through the entire thing until like towards the end, which was like near like the whole massive river walk inside the venue. So there was a big line in there, but as you know, within like half an hour, they kind of got everything smooth and going. It actually, most people waited in line for like 20-30 minutes. So one of the big things I enjoyed was that they inside the dealers they had all of the guests, and all of the guests were actually on like when you enter, like the first thing you see on your right is one side they have this amount of guests. They had guests on the back side, and then on the left side, and then like pretty much the surrounding like walls basically, where they put all the guests. They put voice actors, they put content creators, they put more voice actors, and they put cosplayer guests like on the towards the entrance and the exits. I thought that was really interesting. And but my main issue I had with the con itself was that I don't know why they decided to do this. They actually had the artist alley and the dealers. They like pretty much combined them together. So, for example, one aisle you'll see vendors, the other one you see artists, the other one you see both of them, and you couldn't tell them apart. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I
Right.
would have rather preferred if they just made one side the artists and the other side the dealers. Um,
So it's just
but
like a
yeah, like they fused them together, a combination.
that sucks. It kind of, and I don't know how I feel about that. Like, do they charge everybody the same? Why
I
didn't they
don't.
just call it the dealership?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Especially because like they and then they have on in the upper floors they actually had the gaming room and they had like extra places to do photo shoots, like backgrounds, and all that. And then they had this thing. It was like a really interesting room. So it's like a lounge, but it's also like an extra place to like get merch or like meet up with like I think VTubers. I believe you get to meet them like one on one or something like that. It was called Uwu Land. It's a goofy name, but it's just like okay, it's actually kind of interesting. An interesting concept, but I feel like they could have fleshed it out more. I feel like I was expecting more in there. Um, and another big issue I had was the gaming room. It was so bare bones. Like, when you normally go to like inside the gaming room, you see like like rows of like consoles or like arcades and all that stuff, right?
Hmm.
They had their arcades, but in terms of the consoles, it was like bare bones. There were like little to no consoles at all. Like to the point where people were bringing their own consoles just to play it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, and then let's see what are the issues I had. Um, and also like in terms of the panels, there were a lot of good panels in there. Some of them were like hit or miss. Most of them were just like, oh, just creations and all that stuff. It's like okay, whatever, it's the same ones and all that. Um, it's kind of like the issue you had to go when you see like in character. Um, when they do panels in character, it's like I
Yeah.
saw a lot of those, and I know they were trying to balance out with like official panels,
Hmm.
but at the same time, it just like it felt like I was more. There were more of the creations, like in character, those kind of panels than like official big panels.
Hmm.
Um, but other than that, I actually enjoyed Weeb Con this year. It was actually a really nice venue. Um, the parking situation, and they actually handled it. It was actually pretty well handled because they actually had in case there wasn't parking within the venue, there's like a couple of blocks. There's a certain parking dedicated to the venue, and you can actually just take the shuttle instead of having
Hmm.
like risk your car just to get towed to park at like some suspicious place.
Yeah, that shit sucks whenever cons have like, and it's not the cons' fault,
Hmm.
but it's like there's always there's some cons that have that parking issue bullshit where they just don't have enough and people don't have anywhere to park. Like Etchy Expo, dude, people were parking on the highway.
Yeah, that's a thing that's like you said, it's not the con's fault, but if anything, they should have like obviously looked to improve that or like come up with some system.
Yeah, I didn't fault them like this year for it, but like if that shit happens twice in a row, you're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear
Yeah,
me bitch.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, so WeebCon was actually really good. For the third year, that shit's still going strong. I heard people telling me, oh, compared to the year before, it's actually
Oh,
just
what
got
the hell? It's the third year.
yeah.
Oh,
It's a
what?
bit,
I'm gonna have to go next year. You know what? I'm gonna have another job for you in this group. I might have another job because no one. I can't. I'm really bad at keeping track of this shit of cons, and you've already been to like quite a few this year.
yeah. It
But
was
yeah, I'll definitely have to keep a list, dude. Because like I guess because like with everything happening this year, like what's happened because you're on my personal Facebook,
yeah.
and a lot of our audience they have me on Facebook. It's been a rough year, and it's just that I didn't see myself going to any cons with work and everything that's going on, and
Yeah.
uh, you know, it just sucks because as much as I would like to go out, and then Rock, one of our friends, he's not a member of Geeks Fire, or he's one of our friends who hangs out with us. he's been going on my cons like twice a month, and it's actually getting kind of annoying.
Yeah, I saw him there too at Weeb Con.
He's like going to every con, dude. It's kind of like, bro, like I have a like stop. I can't afford to travel. I can't even afford to travel to work, and I work from home. Stop, bro, stop. But yeah, no, I just need help keeping track of all the cons.
Yeah,
It's just
no,
there's just way too many, and like we've talked about this several times. There's no way like that all there's too many cons, and not everyone can afford to keep going to every single one.
yeah, that's the thing. I remember I got a message from somebody like when I came back yesterday. They were like, "Hey, are you gonna go to Etchy Expo?" And I'm like, "The one that's happening this weekend?" He's the one that's happening this coming weekend. I was like, "Yeah." I was like, no, dude, I just came from a con that just happened this past weekend." I'm like, bro. And then there's like other events going on, not just this. Next weekend is also Retropalooza in Pasadena. I'm like,
Oh yes,
that's happening
the
this next week.
infamous Retro Palooza, and not the con itself that's infamous, but
If you know, you know.
if you know, you know. Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun,
But
dun,
uh
banana.
but there is one thing I do like want to give a little souvenir. I actually got a little cool thing, a little personal highlight to me was actually meeting some of the voice actors that I always wanted to meet. Um my girlfriend was able to meet Abby Trott, best known as voicing Nezuko from Demon Slayer in her cosplay, and she got her Funko signed by Abby Trott. And she was really sweet, she was really nice, really calm and really awesome person. And then for me, I got an awesome autograph from Joshua Seth, the voice of Ty from Digimon.
That's fucking cool. If I had known he was there, I would have gone.
Like it was kind of surreal because like he was actually announced somewhat last minute. He was not announced a week earlier, and I was like, okay, you know what? These guys are actually WeebCon is like bringing out all of like the good ones because some unfortunately had to cancel due to like sickness or situations and all that, and they kind of made up for it by announcing all these guests. They had people like Dan Green, the voice of Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh. They had Jason Marsden, aka Max from a Goofy movie. They had who was it? Troy Baker. Um, they actually had the guy who played Miles Morales in the 2018 Spider-Man game.
Mm-hmm.
He was there, so that was really cool. And some of the guys were really popular. Obviously, Chris Sabat and Sean Schemmel, they were there. They were like the biggest lines out there. And next to him was Bryce Pappenbrook. His line was just long or even longer than theirs. So it's pretty cool. They bring all these big guests, and it's kind of amazing. And it's pretty interesting how they're going to top next year in terms of guests.
Mm-hmm.
But WeebCon, I enjoyed it. It was really cool. I actually had a couple of people I knew who never went to a con, who don't often go to cons before or never went to one. This was their first one, and they said, "Man, is this really what cons are about?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is what to expect." And they'll likely be back next year, or they'll probably attend more cons in the Dallas area or here in the Houston area. But yeah, WeebCon, I enjoyed it. I had a great time. Special thanks to WeebCon for the incredible event, despite everything, a little setbacks, but they were able to recover.
Oh, I have ignored the chat. My bad, guys. More and more cons popping up every year. Weeb cons, over 55 guests. That could have. Damn.
Yeah, they had a lot of guests, and
Matsuri only has 5.
yeah, they had to. And it's crazy because like only a couple like had to like last minute changes, like cancellations, because they had to like either got sick or they like had another commitment. And then WeebCon would just be like, all right, well, you one person cancel. Well, we're gonna make up for it by announcing 5 guests. It's like they were prepared, just in case they had backup
Yeah,
plans.
we got no, that's good though. I'm glad that they're doing really well. So I actually found a picture we're going to use from now on for the banana report. Just a banana.
Just a banana.
Just a banana. All right, guys. So, all right, the thing you guys are all here for. So we talked about it last week. So I did some digging, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more. So we talked about last week how the super pass for animematsuri is $325.
Yep.
There's a fee when you buy the ticket, and then there's taxes. Yep. I just looked up WWE Monday Night Raw tickets tonight.
which is for July 30th, right?
31st.
31st in Houston at the Toyota Center.
In the like really close to the ring, like third row, $100.
That's without the fees. With the fees, it'll probably be like 120, 130.
Yeah,
That's actually a pretty good price. Actually,
that's really good. And
I actually
Matsuri,
I actually would like to go now just for on that. That's that price.
yeah, it was premium seating, and it's like floor, sit on the floor.
Yeah,
where they'll sweat on you.
You'll probably be on TV.
Yeah, probably not. I don't know. I'm gonna hold up a sign that says Geeks 5 ever follow us. I'm gonna get tackled by El Vicente McMahon.
Yeah, the Tampito guy in the fucking
Yeah.
hot sauce.
But let that sink in for a second. Think about that. Monday Night Raw, a wrestling program that has multiple celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
They have, I don't know. By then they might not have Brock Lesnar anymore, but
yeah, if he wants to show up,
right. But just keep that in mind that this wrestling show that's like 3 hours TV show and they have the extra shit is $125 for a seat on the floor.
Yeah,
really close to the ring. Where Animematsuri, their badge is $325.
Oh yeah, another side note on that comment though. Probably John Lee would probably hire him to fucking if he can afford. That's why he needs the super pass price like that.
That's probably why. Yeah, he needs the super pass to buy the WWE tickets. He wants the backstage pass to hire Vince to help him run Animematsuri, who would probably end up doing a better job. As out of touch as Vince McMahon is, I think he would do a better job at running Animematsuri.
Yeah.
But let's look at the comments. I have the comments up. So
actually, funny story about that. Actually, that just reminded me. There was an interview that Zelina Vega did, and she was talking about her love for anime and stuff. And she had to explain to Vince what basically anime. So she pitches. Here's a little story. I know we're getting a little off topic, but it's actually kind of related to it. So she tells Vince, "Hey, so for my entrance, I want Neil Kaplan, the voice of Madara, to voice me in the introductions from Naruto." And then she had to explain to Vince what's like Vince doesn't know what Naruto is. And then she had to explain, it's like, okay, well, do you know what Crunchyroll is? He's like, well, what's that? It's like, well, it's like it's Netflix for anime. He's like, okay. And she had to explain Naruto. So basically, she had to use like basically a bloodline analogy to describe anime and Naruto and stuff. And then that's when he actually got it. So apparently she had to like speak his language.
She had to map it out to him.
Yeah, he had to map out Naruto.
What's anime, pal? It's cartoons, Vince.
It's
from Japan. What's Japan, pal?
Well, basically, it's an analogy that was really funny. She said Naruto is Roman Reigns to, I don't know, it was really funny. So I gotta like I'll probably post it later. I'll probably post it on.
Who explained this to him again?
Huh?
Who explained it to him?
Zelina Vega. She explains
Vega? That makes sense.
Yeah, because like and also a cool thing too, she's doing the commentary for Street Fighter 6, so that's why.
Isn't she a voice?
Yeah, she's doing the voice for Street Fighter 6, which is why she came out at the Royal Rumble dressed up like Juri from Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Which is actually kind of cool.
Vince, Crunchyroll. What's Crunchyroll? Sounds like something to eat.
It is, Vince, but for this case, it's it's Netflix, but for him.
Well, I'm kind of upset. So I don't know if this report was true, so take this with a grain of salt. So this is what I'm hearing from the grapevine. Apparently, there are still people. Like, we talked about this last week, but I have heard from a couple people that still have not gotten their refund for the 2020 con. And Animematsuri had this amendment, like, not this amendment, I'm sorry, but this rule, like, they're not really trying to do refunds anymore.
Yeah.
They were trying to get people to roll over the badges because they kind of already spent the money. And that's why, for those of you that weren't here last week, we went over Matsuri's fine print in all caps. It says no refunds.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, that's going to be their policy from now on. You buy the badge, use it or lose it, no refunds, no carryovers, no refunds. You can sell it to somebody and they can redeem it, but you're not getting your money back.
And in the comments for Jace, yeah, Mario pretty much one-sided fucking Dungeons and Dragons.
You know what? If Super Mario, did they have a? They were. I thought I saw somewhere that they were gonna have a mystery block popcorn bucket.
Yeah, that was at AMC.
Even the bucket beat the dice bucket.
Yeah, but we will.
Dude, I don't remember anything about Planet Zero except for the fact that half the arcades didn't work, and they tried serving food at one point, and they. You know what's weird? I don't think they even had a kitchen in the back. It was just like a back area.
Huh? Did they at least have like food trucks or something?
No, Matsuri at one point tried to sell food. Like in their back area. I think they bought pre-made sushi and just served it.
Probably. Maybe they bought the ones from the gas station. Just saying.
What? They beat the impossible number of 39 million?
Yeah, by more like how much did I say? It was.
You said they made almost 300 million. That's over the internet.
Almost 400 million worldwide.
400 million.
And it's not, and they haven't even like got to like Japan and like other countries yet.
Why does this sushi taste like horchata? That would probably be an upgrade. I don't know. Animematsuri, they're just at this point it's kind of hard to like, because we talked about it a lot last week. Animematsuri is just very scummy when it comes to like their prices. I mean, a regular badge, sir, is about $100 right now.
Yeah.
So if I had to choose between WWE Monday Night Raw
or Matsuri,
and Animematsuri, I'm gonna pick Raw.
Yeah, I probably would pick Raw over Matsuri. And then also another thing too, it's like, what kind of content would they have to make it worth that price? Because like you're getting what you pay for, you know that analogy. What exactly are they gonna have to make it worth that price? And
They don't have anything.
Yeah, and the worst part too, this is the price as of right now. After May, we don't know if the price, how much it's gonna increase.
They listed it. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's going to be almost 400. It's going to be more than, I think it's going to be more than a PlayStation 4 PlayStation 5 digital.
Yeah.
Let me see. Hold on. Let's actually
just to refresh our memories.
All right, here it is. Let me go ahead and share this with you. And I want you guys, because we have different people watching today that didn't watch last week, so that's why we're doing the recap.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go ahead and increase the size. So it says it right here. Super Pass, starting June 1st. June 1st, $375.
Yeah, in June.
Right now, it's at $325, and May it's going to be $350. As of right now, the badge for a standard 4-day con is $90.
$90.
90. It'll go all the way up to 110 at the door.
Yeah, actually 110 if you use card, $100 if you use cash.
Okay, yeah. Okay, they don't have to report it to the government. They're gonna give you that. They're gonna pass the savings on to you and just pocket the money. What tags do they use? United States events, Texas events, things to do in Houston, Houston Expos, Houston Film and Media Expos. What fucking films do they have?
It's just an algorithm thing, just to help increase views.
Convention hours. So they will shut down at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. on Sunday? Oh, no, 4 p.m. My bad. Read that wrong.
$90. Do you know how many tacos you can get for that? For $90. I mean, depending on what kind of tacos we're talking about here.
I mean, yeah, we talking about street tacos.
Or Jack in the Box tacos.
There's this place called Fuego Taco.
Yeah.
On Silver Road and I-10.
Yeah.
It tastes like shit. Don't eat there. Everything is drowned in cilantro. Like, all you can taste is the damn cilantro.
Is that over there by the Marquee? Yeah.
Yep. It's right there in front of the Walmart. Here it is. Here's the policy. All right. So let me go ahead and zoom in on that a little bit more, and I'm going to read this out loud to you.
Well, mate, there are no refunds for our purchases. Transfers may be done between attendees themselves, But Animematsuri is not liable for any transfers. You may not edit your order after it is placed. Changes between I can't. It hurts.
Changes between
Change.
ticket types, i.e. 4-day pass to super pass, 1-day pass to 4-day pass, or 4-day pass to 1-day pass are not allowed. All sales are final.
That sounds like Mr. Krabs, actually.
Cool.
Spongeboy me Bob, all sales are final.
And as Darcy's once said,
Yes, yes. Let the hate flow through you, and together we shall conquer the galaxy, or at least Houston.
I thought the quote is
Something, something, something,
Something
dark side.
dark side. Something, something, something complete.
Something, something, time for horchata tacos. something, horchata.
horchata tacos.
So passes, picking up passes. Passes can be picked up at the registration. A valid Eventbrite ticket with a QR code must be presented in order to pick up passes. 4-day passes, kids 4-day passes, and 1-day passes should be picked up at the Eventbrite pickup line. Super passes should be picked up at the Super Pass line.
So basically, like the same shtick like every year.
Well, this one is definitely, I don't know about last year, but this one is, I believe this one's brand new.
This is brand new. Okay, because I know some cons they do provide refunds, but only like a certain time. Like for example, Anime Expo said you had until like April the 3rd to like or the 1st to if you want to change up your like if you want to transfer safely or if you want to get a refund or like change upgrade it or whatever, they had like a certain time. But after April, like you can't do it anymore.
Okay, this right here. All of this. Especially this one.
1,000 hours of programming.
That is such bullshit. You know how many panels they had last year? 70 panels.
70 panels.
Even if you gave them 2 hours on average, you're looking at what, 140 hours?
Mm-hmm.
They are lying to the people. It's more like this.
10 hours of programming. You know what? 100 more like I'd say like 100 or 200 hours at best.
Yeah, not 1,000. They don't have that many panelists going to the con.
Wait, does Anime Expo tickets are more expensive than AM's tickets? Yeah, they're like $165 for a regular 4-day. 4-day.
Isn't I was gonna say, isn't the con like 4 or 5 days?
Yeah, it's like 4 days, but if you want a preview, it's like $20.
And one could argue, well, Geeks 5 ever. Like the con is 4 days, and they provide hours of entertainment. Plus, for 4 days, $110. It's not about shut the fuck up.
Okay, but like, if you for $110, if you go to a con with like little to no content, what's going to be argument at that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Because all these people do is go to these cons, is walk around for 5 hours, especially the ones that make the super awesome cosplays. They spend weeks, months, maybe even years making the cosplay, and then they just walk around for 2 hours because they found out that it's not Texas friendly and they're sweating buckets inside of it.
Yeah. Even Comicpalooza is higher now, but at least it's worth it. I mean, depending on who you talk to, you
you
have to
argue that anime fans aren't really it's not. Well, Animematsuri. I mean, Comicpalooza doesn't have anime stuff.
Yeah, they do. They're bringing anime voice actors.
They have more guests for anime than actual bullshit con. I made this thing too big. Okay, I made it too big. I need to reduce the size and look up for guests. Oh, it's an Eventbrite, whatever.
Imagine if That anime Matsuri super pass can cost an arm, a leg, a kidney, or your firstborn child. Well, I wouldn't be going. They're getting Carl Urban, fucking Dread. That's awesome. Yeah, Billy
Let's
Butcher.
do this let's do this. I'm probably gonna end up getting a cease and desist, and I'm gonna have to apologize to him in public. Let's submit a panel. First
How do I
name.
know? How do I know if my panel got approved?
These nuts.
Should have wrote humongous.
He's supposed- uh, put a couple more answers. Throw them off. Don't look at my emails. All right, let's look at panel information. You know what? I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Denise will come to your door DoorDash style with an egg roll.
Jesus. All right, let's look at their guest list though. This is legitimately it's May 10th, folks. This is their guest lineup.
Cynthia Kranz and Linda Young, and so far five guests.
Who the fuck are these people?
Notable cosplayers and 2 voice actors so far.
Allow me to rephrase the question, me boy. Who the fuck are these people? One of them's from Poland. We talked about this, like Ukraine, Poland. I don't know who this is.
The Star Wars girl. I think I know her. I think I've seen her stuff.
I think they're Etsy. That's it. There's really not much to this person. Hello, my name is Anna, and I am a freelance artist living in California and a huge Star Wars fan. My work is available for purchase on my Etsy. That's it. That's all we get. That's the bio, folks. Ooh, I'm gonna line up to buy her autograph. This is getting sad. I mean, are they even trying anymore? Let's see what it says for Linda. Nothing.
You would think they would add a description like who she is and all
You
this
would
stuff.
think. I thought the page was still loading.
What the fuck? Well, that's a nice way to treat your guests. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna give them like the recognition, like what they're known for.
At least she has something. Cynthia Kranz is an American actress primarily known for her extensive voice work dubbing anime shows. Many that have aired on the Cartoon Network and Toonami. The Fort Worth, Texas native has been acting professionally since 1993, performing in theater, commercials, industrial videos, music videos, PSAs, and infomercials, TV, film, and commercial print.
Looks like someone made a half of a collage at the last minute for school.
Yeah.
Just wait until they add the Asian guests to the list. All these so-called influencers in air quotes. Any words on how their bar is handling? Yeah, I'm kind of curious. We haven't heard anything
Yeah,
from
we
the anime
haven't
bar.
we haven't done that in a while.
What has their bar been doing? Because the only thing I know is that they advertised like they were showing like certain anime like every hour, but the way they did it, whoever designed the flyer didn't really do it correctly. Because like, okay, you made a couple of mistakes here
They
that are
sent
pretty
people to the
noticeable.
wrong bar. That'd be funny. Okay, so we're gonna read reviews. We're gonna read. Yeah, I work on a better team. Is it called the Anime Bar?
Yeah,
Is it the one in Sugarland, right?
Yeah,
It's in Sugarland? I thought it was in Katy.
no, Sugarland.
Okay.
Although ironically, I think it actually would have benefit better if it wasn't Katy, because you know the Asian market in Katy is like pretty big.
It's almost the same reviews. Nah, I don't really see anything new on here. they definitely went down to a 4.0.
Hmm.
There seems to be a lot more 1-star reviews, if anything.
Oh boy.
There's like, so they have a, like, I guess I should just show you because it doesn't make sense. So, like, they have a lot of 5-star reviews, but like a shit ton of it is just like 1-star. See?
Hmm. They mainly show watch parties for current streaming anime every day and karaoke on the weekends.
That doesn't make sense though. Like, that's so stupid because that was real. The lowest. Having only 3 partners. Oh yeah, we already read that. Wait, what? For a grand opening is ignorant.
Oh, that was 7 months ago, though.
Yeah. Okay, let's look at the newest. Newest. One review. They have not reviewed anything else, and they an hour ago. So you know this is bullshit. Love coming to this bar. The staff have always been friendly. The drinks are tasty, and if you're an anime fan, the atmosphere is on the money. Don't miss this gem. This sounds like a commercial.
Hmm. It says
This
here,
sounds more realistic.
gonna go soon, but that was you're reviewing a bar that you haven't gone to, but you just gotta go soon.
Oh, okay. They haven't even gone yet.
Yeah, it says gonna go soon. That
How
can
do I report?
Awesome
Report
environment
this
and
bitch.
great drinks. We'll definitely go back. We'll definitely be back.
I reported as spam. Awesome environment, great drinks. Okay. They didn't even put anything.
$50 for 3 drinks. The point system sucks. I have to buy 47 more drinks just to get a $7 button that I could buy on eBay. I would avoid this place as much as possible. The staff is absolutely friendly, but whoever runs the place needs to take a hard look at how they run the establishment.
Thank you. Finally, somebody with some. Thank you, Rebecca. We love you. You'll be receiving a complimentary G5E gift card to Amazon. It will have 50 cents on it. Different from all the bars.
Translated from Google. This bar is great. The ACG elements are full marks, especially the legendary Gus and the giant projection used to play animation more.
What the fuck do they mean by our full? Okay, so I'm thinking wrestling. When you call somebody a mark, that's an insult.
Full marks. No, especially it's just basically saying like, you know, they got the check marks and all that. I push more because I don't know what else this person said. Oh, okay, it's translated. Yeah, so this is just pretty translated. This has to be spam. They must have like, I don't know. That's kind of.
Oh, they couldn't translate bar.
Yeah, that happens a lot, to be fair. It's absolutely amazing, and the staff is spectacular, and the drinks are so immaculate. The vibe is so awesome. Pull up, people.
Okay, bar is well stocked and staff is cordial. Anime on tap everywhere to enjoy. What? Okay, so this guy gave it a... Okay. So pretty much we've already... Okay, despite the lack of atmosphere and oddly empty vibe on the Saturday night.
That's bad.
Sierra is a great bartender. Had fun chatting with her. The bar is filled with anime-themed...
decals, decoras,
and features a large LED wall panel for playing anime. Something anime fans are sure to enjoy. This is karaoke in the back of the bar as well. Not sure how I feel about spending 15 on cocktails.
Even though I bought a bottle of soju for $23, which is quite steep.
Yeah, isn't that like a $10 bottle?
That I don't know because I don't drink alcohol.
I mean, if you're single and you can look, bartenders flirt with people to get good tips. So you know what? More power to it. Great atmosphere, not a big on food. It's more
I hear the bar.
More liquor variety.
All right, so it says here. Let me see some of the comments as we're reading this. That too, LOL. I never been to it. Is it even worth it, or is it mid? It's so good. It's almost better than me staying at home watching anime at home and getting tamed without driving out. I hear the bar is very expensive. Bots make these reviews or what? I haven't been to it at all this year, but I was there on the nights when they used to have trivia every other night last year.
Oh my god.
Word up.
Animematsuri, you can review them on Yelp. so glad. And we're still gonna review Super Mario Brothers. There's gonna be spoiler free and John Wick spoiler review. So let me go ahead and share. This is too juicy not to share. So I'm gonna send the link. So the link will be sent to Sonic, who will get a chance to share whenever he can.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's should we say how many stars I got?
No. You got to do the little Anime Matsuri as a business on Yelp got a 1.5.
1.5 stars out of 5. All right, so I'm looking down here. So a lot of 3 stars, but actually middle of 3 stars, but a lot of 1 stars. But the crazy thing, let me see, because I see here the newest one was from last year.
Yeah. So apparently, just to share some context, guys, there's 8 reviews on here. The page is unclaimed. Anime Matsuri did not claim this.
Yeah.
I see why they don't want to. But let's go ahead and share this so we can all bask in its glory. For it is limitless. Well, that's not true. It has a very clear limit. But
Yeah, and some of these reviews, I'm actually reading them first glance. Like, a lot of them are paragraphs.
yeah.
Wow, dude. This is crazy.
So this is the review so far. So it hasn't registered the 5, but this is why it has a 1.5 because of the 3-star review.
And this from...
That is, holy crap, they printed out their life story.
Yeah,
I do not recommend this at all. Delays and rescheduling every day, even for the headlining act.
And then he edited and added more to it.
This year's concert, what was this? Oh, it was last year.
Yeah, this was last year's review.
Dreamcatcher, it was rescheduled, a very common theme apparently, and cut short. 1 hour and a half to 45 minutes. Holy crap, they cut it in half? The original time for the concert was 9:30 to 11. Anime Matsuri pushed it to 9 start time and a 10:30 stop time. They had people line up about 7, not coming off of the concert, but the real kicker was the disorganization of literally everything leading up to the event start. No leadership or plan of action from staff or volunteers. The doors to the concert opened at 9:15, but no one was allowed to enter until 9:30. Attendees were well behaved despite staff and volunteers treating us like we were the reason this was happening. Eventually, the concert finally gets underway around 9:45. So I had an original start time to 9:30. They pushed it to 9. But it didn't start until 9:45. Then what the fuck was the point of changing the start time? The concert was amazing. Dreamcatcher gave it everything they had as always. The crowd interactions and rest sections of their set were cut down due to the rescheduled time and late start. The CEO of AM came out on stage after the set and had finished and basically teased an encore. The house lights were still off and music was still playing. Clear signs that the concert is not over to anyone who has attended a concert or event. Then when attendees were chanting for an encore, he comes back on stage in a more rude tone and tells everyone to leave. Even though the house lights were still off and the music still playing. Even with the time cut, there was still 15 minutes left for the scheduled event and the next event using the room to start over. And the next event using the room didn't start for an hour and a half. Anyone who has seen or been to a concert knows that the concert is not over until the house lights up. 1 for safety and 2 for potential encore performances. After a change of clothes is common, eventually they raised the house lights and people left the area. The worst is the amount of money required to simply attend just a concert. Pay $90 to $200 for the ticket and still required to buy a 4-day pass even if you only wanted to attend the concert. That is another $90 to $300. Stay away from these if you're a music lover. Reach out on social and other media. Bro.
That's crazy.
That's
I've heard.
fucking crazy. I did not know that.
It's funny. I heard stories about like the Dreamcatcher thing, but the way this person's saying it, and just like, okay, it's in bigger details. Like, why is it a big deal, dude? Like, I don't know.
Why? How? How are they allowed to get away with this shit? Please tell me that this dude is lying. Shouldn't the badge cover the cost of the concert as well?
It should. Because I know some cons, like, you would have to pay separately for like a separate thing. Like, for example, like they did like a little like One Piece thing with Steve Aoki last year at Anime Expo, but it was actually in a different venue. You had to pay like a separate thing for it, but it was actually really cheap. It was like 30, $40.
I don't like that. I don't like paying separate for a concert. It should be included with the badge.
Especially if it's in the same venue as the con itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
Matsuri. I mean, like Anime Expo. I get it because they're actually like in a different venue from the convention center, and that's like a separate thing. Maybe that's something they can control. But for something like at the same venue, probably like within like walking distance from like the dealers, you know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Like you shouldn't be paying separately for that. You know what I mean?
Can we? I know somebody in the chat has some resources. Can somebody find out who this is? I need this guy on the show. Like, I need him on the show. All right, let's read the rest of it. This is fucking crazy, dude. I had no idea this was a thing. We could have talked about this last year. This right here is a whole episode of the podcast alone.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I've heard like small snippets of like the whole Dreamcatcher situation, but then this reviewer is like blew it up in it's much bigger. It's a much bigger picture of what happened. You know what I mean?
So this guy goes by Jonathan A. We can definitely share the link in the chat. So I posted it in all the chats for every channel. It hasn't loaded on YouTube, on Facebook though. So you might have to go to YouTube or Twitch. Oh, there it goes. It should be on Facebook now. So you can go and get it. They've been doing this for 15 years, and it's still a cluster of unorganized chickens with heads cut off. No leadership, no care for attendees, no care for the headlining acts, no care for anything except money. Not even kidding. The only staff were the CEO and his wife. The rest were unpaid. This is true. I can confirm this. So, I had interviewed to be on Animematsuri staff, and this was after. This was before the thing with my grandfather.
Right.
This was before we went back to host panels. So I auditioned. Well, not auditioned. I signed up to be interviewed for staff, and as soon as John saw me there, I knew it was over. He knew why I was there, to get the inside scoop. Their little shitty office. I don't know if you ever go to these places. It has it's like half office, half warehouse. That's what it is. It's like they don't have like a big headquarters. Don't let them lie to you. They probably do all their fucking filming in a closet with a green screen, which is what Russell Talk does and what we might start doing. There's no shame in it, but don't let them. They're not like CNN.
They're not like Fox. They have like their own like actual studio, high production.
They might be like Fox. They definitely have their conspiracies and bullshit in line. Wait, we don't talk about politics on this channel. Whoops. Anyways, I hate all news channels. Subscribe to G5E for all your daily news update. Well, somebody done got shot. That's the news. And I was just kidding. I hope nobody got shot today. Seriously, that's becoming an actual issue.
Bad timing because that happened earlier today.
Are you fucking serious? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's the sad part. There's so many of them. You kind of forget. Oh yeah, there's. Oh shit, there was one today. That's the sad reality of it, you know.
Ah, so joining us. He has come. We have merely adopted podcasting. He was born in it, molded by it. By the time he had 1,000, he was already a man. And we are mere children. It is the ones, the onlys, the infamous, that bring pedophiles to light. Like, what was the name of that guy? Chris Hansen? What does he do? Dateline? How to Catch Predator? These guys are the How to Catch Predator of YouTube. Except they go after bullshit YouTubers. Because they need to. They're the guys, they're the mans with the plan. The one, the only, the tag team catching the bullshit assholes of the world. Not them. These guys are awesome, but they catch the assholes of the world on YouTube. They help at least spread the news about them. Joining us, the Ravens flock.
Well, here specifically, I'm letting y'all know it ain't going to be your man Juan Arouse, the tech guru, but it'll be the founder of the Ravens flock, the executive producer of our channel, the content manager, the host of both our flagship program and our wrestling program, Wrestle Rewind, live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. Say hello to Mr. Jose Casabona!
He's like trying to get out of the way.
Yeah.
Why can't we
He's
have
so
both?
special,
You guys
he
are like
gets his
the
own
world.
chair. I
You
don't
guys
get
are the
this
world
fancy
tag
chair.
team champions.
He's
Y'all
got
are
a cushion.
Y'all are you heard of the Usos? Well, y'all are the Cholos.
I have horrible work conditions. Send help.
We shall send you a pizza.
Nah, don't send him anything. What's going on, guys?
Welcome. You have
How you
just
doing,
joined us.
guys? How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing awesome. I came here at the I'm glad the show's still going. I'm here at the second half, so yay.
Well, we actually were only going to cover Animematsuri for like the first quarter, but we stumbled on something that I had no idea about. Sonic had heard whispers about it, but I don't think he really knew how bad it was.
Oh, okay.
So I'll just go ahead and show it to you. I'll show it to you real quick. So this guy was talking. He gave an entire paragraph of how the concert started. It was originally supposed to start. They had a start time. They moved it sooner, but it turns out it started 45 minutes late.
I have a
They did a 45-minute performance. They did a 45-minute performance, and then the owner of the con showed up and was like, "Hey, do y'all want an encore?" And everyone was like, "Yeah, well, too fucking bad. Get out."
Wow.
He didn't say it like that, but he might as well have.
Basically, that's the gist of it.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
so he baited the crowd into wanting an encore before telling him to leave. Like, nope.
Yeah, it literally says it right here. Like,
such a scummy thing to do,
the
you
CEO
know.
of Animematsuri came out on the stage after the set had finished and basically teased an encore. The house lights were still off and music was still playing. Clear signs that the concert is not over to anyone that has ever attended a concert or event. When the attendees were chanting for an encore, he comes back on stage in a more rude tone and tells everyone to leave, even though the house lights were still off and music was still playing. Even with the time cut, there was still 15 minutes. So he goes into a tangent about how you can't empty out a room for a concert with the lights off. That's a safety hazard.
Man, what a crummy guy. Like,
oh no, that's not the worst part, sir. That's the more timid part. The worst of it is the amount of money required to simply attend just the concert. $90 to $200 just for the ticket, and you are still required to buy a 4-day pass.
Oh, damn.
To attend the concert. So that is another $90 to $300. So you're talking about at least $180, and that's without the taxes and the ticket, the website they use, the admissions,
right.
Their fees. So you're looking at least $110.
Oh my goodness, man! You know what?
I'm sorry, not $110. $210. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You know, man, I've been hearing so much bad stuff about Animematsuri over the years. Like, it's getting to the point where it's just getting exhausting.
Yeah.
It is, dude. And, like, here's the thing. Like, I don't want to, like, I'm pretty much known as the guy that throws shade at Anime Matsuri every podcast we do as a joke. I do it as a joke because it's a running joke now at this point. And whenever we have meetings before and after the show, which is I'm breaking kayfabe here, folks, for you non-wrestling fans. It's a backstage thing. We usually talk about like what we're going to talk about, what we're not going to talk about. One of the rules was like, hey man, let's start avoiding the Anime Matsuri topic because it's stupid. Like we're beating a dead horse at this point. Like we're not even beating the dead horse anymore. It's just bones.
See, on the one hand, I agree with you, but on the other hand, it's also at the same time, it's important to address these concerns because, especially if there's any attendees that are first timers going to Anime Matsuri, they don't know.
Mm-hmm. Right. We still do. No, don't get me wrong. We still every year we do a join us on Friday for day 1 of shit talking Anime Matsuri during Anime Matsuri. Here we go. We have dirty stalls. Someone doesn't know how to aim with their pee. We usually do that kind of stuff. One year, I think your brother was on. Like some dude tricked us and came on as Jace and then flashed his junk on my channel.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I remember that.
Like that's how bad it's getting. Like people don't realize our audience, the people watching here, the people that are watching on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Okay, the one person watching on Twitch. Thank you, by the way. We actually do get hate for it. Like, okay, the one person watching on Twitch. We do get a lot of hate for hating on Anime Matsuri, and it's not because I'm not gonna deny. I'm not a hater because they'd have to have something that I'm jealous of for me to be a hater. I'm not jealous of anything. I despise that con. And the thing is, guys, I've seen Anime Matsuri's live streams. Sometimes their numbers are lower than ours. And we've had shows where like 3 people are watching. And like you gotta understand that our numbers might seem low to you, but that's because we're broadcasting on 3 channels at once. So our numbers are always fluctuating between 10 and 20. An okay show is about 10 to 11. A really good show is about 10 to 25. A bad show is between 2 and 6. And that's also partly my fault because I haven't been consistent this year. But I don't want to be known as the Anime Matsuri channel. Or at least the anti-Anime Matsuri channel. We do report on, because same thing you said, Jose. We do talk about it every year because there's new people that like join the community and they don't know.
Yeah. Sometimes they would get curious. I'm like, oh, what's Anime Matsuri? I'm kind of curious of joining. Sometimes they want to get like, they want to know, they want to be educated on like anime cons or like certain like events and stuff.
Yeah, no, like, I get where you're coming from, Jesse Goku. It's the same struggle that we have sometimes with the Ravens flock. Like I don't want to be known as just this one channel that's always hating on Onision, even though there's tons of crap on that guy.
You know what, dude?
Or
you
just
know what?
The one channel that does nothing but wrestling.
So I want to admit something to you guys. I actually didn't know who Onision was. Or the other person y'all did that live stream about, where Juan was reading the transcripts.
Yeah.
And he was like, he had to stop and you had to take over, or y'all would shift off because it was like emotionally distressing.
Yeah.
Like, I have never heard any of that before.
It's a large thing to unpack, man.
Yeah, the only thing I knew about Onision was the video. Basically the only thing I ever saw of him was the I'm a banana, and then all the shit I've been hearing about him, and then you guys put into the good details. I'm like, okay, now got it. That's where all the shit hits the fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely, and yeah, no, I mean, same goes with you, Jesse Goku. Like you said that you don't want to be known as this one channel that's always constantly hating on Anime Matsuri. Like I've seen your shows, I've seen your episodes. Like you've done a great job so far in keeping up with like the flow of like different content, different things to talk about.
I mean, we try to change the subject. We try because, I mean, there was a time, guys, when one of our viewers, He's a staff member for a con. He actually wanted me to change the name from Geeks 5 Ever to. So I had a stage name called Anime Unrated, and he's like, "Oh man, that's a better name for the channel." Well, what? No, I don't want the channel to be anime. I mean, we're gonna talk about anime stuff, but I don't want it to be the anime channel. I want it to be the geek channel because geeks is more universal than weebs and comic book fans and sneakerheads and moviegoers and all that stuff because you're literally just geeking out over something.
Right. Right. Of course. Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
But and so yeah, I watch whenever I have a chance because I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. Like I no longer get notifications. I signed up when I signed up for y'all's channel. I got every time you went live, I always got a notification. But for some reason, YouTube put you on the back burner on my channel,
Oof.
and I don't get any notifications anymore.
Yeah, sometimes the bell kind of screws up. You know, that always screws people up and all that stuff. Even if you put a notification bell, it still doesn't work as properly.
Yeah, no, that's one of our constant battles with YouTube. Like we're trying to fight the YouTube algorithm.
Everyone is. Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
We're serving water because we're poor.
Water.
Oh man.
And it's from the tap.
Water from the tap.
And we're gonna keep talking about this a little, and I want to get your thoughts. So we found a YouTube unclaimed Yelp page for Anime Matsuri, and so far it only has 8 reviews, but its average is 3.5. It has 1 5-star review. I mean, the Texan Theater has better reviews. Wow, just wow! I was so surprised to find this.
Amazing.
50 to 60.
Damn.
Okay, let me see. This one looks good. Since my post on their page was deleted by admins along with any other negative opinions, I'll post this anywhere else I can. Dear Anime Matsuri, I feel I speak for a lot of people when I say this. This convention sucked. I don't want to hear your excuses. I know you were short-staffed, but your staff should have had better communication. They also should have been told to be nicer to the people paying money to be there. Okay, so let me play devil's advocate to this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anime Matsuri staff are not paid at all. None of them.
They're volunteer?
None of their staff. They're volunteers, but they are labeled as staff. They can actually redeem it as an internship or a college credit. Or like credit for a college, I don't know.
Right.
It can be considered an unpaid internship. That's what they said during the interview process. They do not pay them, and I believe, and I don't know, it's between 25 to 40 hours they have to put in.
Oh wow. That's
Not
crazy.
during the course of working for the con. During the course of the weekend. I could be wrong. It could be 24 hours. I think it might be more. It might be 40 now because it's a 4-day con. But yeah, they have to work 10-hour shifts. And if they don't treat it like an actual job, they will be fired. They are mistreated. They are understaffed.
Mm-hmm.
They do not get all the equipment they need. Even the volunteers, the actual volunteers, are treated like shit. Everyone gets 1 churro. Not each. 1 churro. Lick it and pass it.
Man, that's horrible.
I'm dead ass, dude. I volunteer for Matsuri.
It sounds like a joke, but this is pretty accurate for what I've heard.
You get... Oh, yeah. One of the comments says that you actually get blacklisted on Anime Matsuri's page if you give them a bad review.
That is just awfully petty of them.
You guys are on their shit list.
Oh, us?
Yeah.
If anything, it's just scummy and just like really bad business.
I mean, you know what? If we're not anchoring somebody on the internet, and if we're not on anyone's blacklist, then we're not doing our jobs. But that being said, fine, whatever. I mean, I have no desire to go to animematsuri. I mean, man, everything they've done like casts a huge black shadow over their reputation.
Well, and the thing is, dude, and this is one of the reasons why I feel I want to keep telling people about the bullshit that Anime Matsuri does, but at the same time, it's kind of discouraging sometimes because there's so many people, they know it, dude. They know that Anime Matsuri has done wrong. They know they have done bad. They know that this is not a good place to put your money, to support, to invest in, and people keep doing it because they truly believe, because it is an anime con in Houston, that we need to support it because anime will die in Houston.
Yeah. Even though that there's a bunch of other cons too. If
We
it
have,
could be
I was going to say, Sonic's right. 10 years ago, 12 years ago, we only had 2 anime conventions in Houston.
Right.
But now, and this is what Sonic was about to say, we have like 5. Right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, not only that, we're also there's other events too that try to appeal to the anime community too, you know. And for those people who are like I said, you know, we said earlier, you know, oh, you know, this is the only anime con in Houston, you know, and I'm like, okay, well, there's other cons. It may not be as big as Matsuri, but with enough support, it could be as big, if not bigger than Matsuri.
Yeah, Florida's in the same boat because a decade ago, like there used to be like so many different anime conventions in Tampa, like in the Central Florida area, and like the main one, the most popular one, has always been like MetroCon. But now, fast forward 10 years later, 2023, landscape's completely different. You have MetroCon, you have MegaCon, which is another huge convention. It's like a huge sci-fi comic convention in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also have a Christmas convention over in Orlando.
Holiday Matsuri!
Holiday Matsuri, of course.
Yeah. And then that's pretty much it. As far as big mega sized conventions, those are the only 3 ones we have.
They all rock.
I actually, let's see, for Lewis's comment, Geeksfire confirmed new Houston and Florida cons. Yeah, I would like, so we're getting more cons in Houston. In Texas, at one point, dude, probably by next year, by 2024. No, that is next year. I'm sorry, 2025. I'm predicting 1 con every 2 weeks in the state of Texas.
1 con every 2 weeks by 2025?
Yes.
You know what?
For the entire year.
Is it for anime specific or anime, just comics and
just anime?
Just anime. Okay, because I was gonna say, if it's just because I was about to say, because if it's just cons in general, like we already have like a con every week, or if not surpassed.
No, but just anime, because the reason why I say just anime, because not everyone that goes to the tabletop gaming cons go to the anime cons. Like anime fans, sorry guys, the anime fans they are seen as the children of the convention going community. Like Comic Cons are more like adolescents,
more adult.
Anime is more like this isn't like actual audience. Like, well, no, I see a lot of adults at the con. No, they in mindset, like mentality, the way things are run, the way how people act, what goes on.
I can see your point.
They're considered the most immature group, where the most mature group are like the sci-fi, the horror cons, the tabletop.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, we're not very far away from having an anime convention every 2 weeks. This has happened before where we had an oversaturation of cons, and the market crashed, and we had not that many cons. Like we went from like 30 cons in Texas a year to 12 or 11.
Now, I have an argument that I actually want to bring up. Like, there's this old phrase that goes like, less is more. Like, sometimes it's good to have like 1 or 2 conventions every year, and you build value in those few conventions. Like, if you take a look at New York, the only big convention that I know that New York has, and you guys could correct me on this, is New York Comic Con. That's the only big convention that I know that's in New York.
That's the only
Also,
convention.
that-
Yeah, go ahead.
That's like it's pretty much the San Diego Comic-Con of New York, pretty much. And they have theirs, and then like Anime New York City, obviously that's their big anime convention, which is actually the same people who run Anime Frontier in Fort Worth.
Okay.
And speaking of that, in the comment section, I know there's rumors that the company that does Frontier and Anime New York City is considering going for Houston. It actually, you know what? If it does, that's a big competitor right there. That's a huge deal if it does.
That would be pretty huge.
I don't know anything.
But no, like New York Comic Con is, frankly, I'll be honest, their second biggest comic convention here in the U.S. Obviously, San Diego Comic Con being the number one.
Right.
And a lot of people that they say San Diego Comic Con's like, oh, I would love to go to San Diego Comic Con. Oh, if I can't, their plan B 9 times out of 10 would be New York Comic Con, like attempt to go into it.
Yeah,
it's massive. I've had cousins, I have relatives who live in New York. They've told me, oh man, I would love to go to all 4 days of New York Comic Con, but I'm only able to go to one because there's so much demand, similar to San Diego Comic Con.
So I will say this. I do want to go to New York City Comic Con because it is the biggest toy show, or it used to be.
Yeah,
that's
it's
where a lot of the new toys get revealed.
Yeah, it's I've heard stories of New York Comic Con as well. Like they have a lot of like content for like it's like an alternative to San Diego Comic Con,
right?
In a way,
San Diego Comic Con is more of the like mainstream movies, animated movies, stuff like that. Like
like New York Comic Con has those, but not as massive as San Diego does.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, to one of our comments, I only collect the Dragon Ball pops. No, I don't collect Funko Pops unless it's like an Eddie Guerrero pop. I'm not really gonna.
Oh man!
You mean the lowrider one?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
GameStop. Yeah.
I went to Fort Worth when I had Zelda here for a week. I took her home and I took her to the store just to let her walk around and like I bought her something. And I found the Eddie Guerrero lowrider Funko Pop on discount. It was on clearance, and it was a lot. And the guy checked the inventory. It was the last one for like 100 miles in store locations.
Oh man!
So I bought it. Like it was, I bought it like 17. I bought it for 17 because he sent me the money. Because I already bought one on the website. Because they went on clearance on the website for $22 a piece.
Yeah.
So I bought one, and then I found one in person. Like, hey, send me the money, and I'll get you the pop. Send me the money. I bought it, dude. It was crazy to find one out in the wild. I usually buy a lot of stuff online, but Eddie Guerrero and Dragon Ball. I do have a couple other pops that are not either one, but those are gifts. But yeah, I'm kind of done buying just random Funko Pops. I'm gonna get the Cocaine Bear though. That's mine.
Oh yeah, the Cocaine Bear. Oh man,
Bear.
That movie was such a trip.
I'm gonna cosplay Cocaine Bear. Anyways.
Nice. Do it.
Anyways, so going back to the Dear AM letter, all the delays and technical difficulties were so disappointing, and that after waiting for events that were delayed, they weren't great. If you couldn't deliver a huge con, then maybe you needed to scale down. We were harassed by staff members, making the whole experience unenjoyable. Your treatment of vendors and artists was unprofessional. The artists did not know they were upstairs. So I don't know if you know this, Jose. So in the George R. Brown Convention Center, it has 3 floors. The second floor is just like a bullshit floor. So it's not even that big.
Okay.
It's like a hallway. It's just a hallway.
Right.
They have the first floor and the third floor, and they're both huge. The third floor is where they really do the panels because they have like individual offices and rooms.
Okay.
They put the artist alley in the third floor with no advertising.
Yeah.
They just tucked it up there?
Yeah, yes. They did. So what they do is, so basically, if you walk in from the first floor, you would think that they would be in the same floor as like the dealers or artist alley. I mean, the artist alley would be the same as the dealers. It turns out to find the artist alley, you would have to go one flight of stairs, and then you got to walk to the other side of the second floor, basically take another flight of stairs, and then another flight of stairs just to get to the dealers.
Wow.
And it's like pretty much like near like, it's like, what's the best analogy? So it's like,
actually, I have one for you. I got one.
Mm-hmm.
Has anyone here, including y'all, Have you ever been to Six Flags, Disney World, anything like that?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, when you go through the amusement park, you walk through all of it, you see everything. It's amazing, exciting.
Yes.
When you're leaving, you see the gift shop.
Mhm.
As you're
Yes.
leaving, that's the artist alley
Boop, boop. Damn, man.
in the back.
And it's
Near
awful.
the
And
exit.
I think one year, I think it was like 2021 or last year, they actually the next day they actually put advertisements to tell people where the artist alley is, but they're like these small little, basically document size signs.
Right. The only reason why people found the artist alley was because people were posting about it, advertising.
On TikTok and all that.
Yeah.
How to get to the artist alley.
Yeah, no, that is such horrible business. Like, come on, man. Especially when you consider the artists and the vendors. Like, they got to get paid too, man. I mean, that if you don't advertise being at the artist alley, if you don't advertise the artist alley, period, that's gonna hurt their wallets.
Yeah. So the artist did not know they were upstairs until the last minute when they came to set up Friday at 8 a.m.
Oh man.
The
Oof.
AC was off up there and was. I didn't know that either.
Oh my goodness.
It was supposed to be open until 9, but no one would let us in on Friday past 8. Making the artist park in the parking garage or somewhere else and block all their stuff is inexcusable. That is true.
Oh my goodness. And you said the air conditioning wasn't working on the third floor
In Texas.
in
during the
Texas.
summer.
And like how crowded was like the convention? Like do you have like a number? Like can you give me an estimate?
No, it wasn't that crowded, but it's Texas. It doesn't matter.
That is
It would have
true.
been really
Fair
hot.
enough. Fair point.
And it's like it has insulation, but it might as well be a hot. It was probably like 160 degrees in there.
Oh my goodness, that's horrible.
Maybe I exaggerate, maybe 90, but that's still bad.
Very humid.
Yeah, I can
That's
only
bad,
imagine.
especially when
Yeah.
they paid all that. Oh yeah, they did
exactly.
pay deposit.
Like they had to pay a deposit just to get a table spot, and then they have to like bring all the supplies.
hmm They should have been allowed to use the loading bays, but no. If they had to be put upstairs, they should have been notified when they would be upstairs. They should have been notified in advance. Or you had banners made letting people know that the artist alley was upstairs, but they didn't come in time. Okay, so that explains why they didn't have any advertisements. Buy some poster boards and post it somewhere. Buy a big old roll of paper and paint it on there. Make a sign, little signs, big signs. I don't care. Make a sign. The cosplay competition was a joke. The delays in making the poor competitors wait 4+ hours backstage was inexcusable. That is true because most of these cosplays are not made to be worn for more than 2 hours, more than 30 minutes sometimes. You had to sign up for it in advance, but somehow you left people off the list, and that was your issue, not theirs. Your MacBook not cutting it for the tech. Invest in something different. So yeah, they used the MacBook. So they used the big LED, like WWE style display,
Yeah.
and they used the simple bullshit MacBook to project. But that kind of computer's not going to be able to handle that. It's too much. Also, the vendors pay to be there. What do they mean?
Yeah, because
Meaning that they have to pay a certain amount to get their own booth or something.
Yeah, but that's always the case.
Yeah, that is always the case.
The artists who were sadly neglected paid to be there. Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's not really okay, we pay to be there. That's true. If things are going this way, it should be free. You have volunteers. So where exactly does all of your money go? I feel like most of it goes to your pocket instead of working to make the con better. I also heard you sent a discount on booth rentals out to artists for next year, but only had till today to make the decision. When was this posted? During the con?
Oof.
Yeah, that had to be
Actually,
during. That
yeah,
was
I
during the
think-
con. So basically,
Also,
you had the day that day of the con to decide. Oh, if you want to come back next year. I mean, like, why not give them like a week or two? Because they gotta like check on inventory. They gotta check on like how much they made, their profits, and all that stuff, and then
Yeah.
they could decide if they want to come back next year.
actually, they have screenshots to show some evidence. I want to look at that. to make the decision. I know a lot of them won't be back. So many people left this convention disappointed in everything. Thankfully, I have been able to make friends in the artists at the con and gotten lots of cards to do future business because I'll never be back. So this is what they posted. Try to zoom in a bit. I don't think it's going to let me. Oh, yeah, there it goes. So, John, by attendee. Okay. I guess they didn't try going to any of the main events. You have no idea. What the fuck? Okay, here we go. What reasons was it? Okay, they're talking about a post. The
Right.
original poster post has been reported many times too. I just left it up because I'll delete later. Okay, I don't understand why it was reported. It's something stating their opinion on their images and Matsuri. So they're talking about the post. Before the con started to sell. Alright. Before the con started to sell my girlfriend's pass in case she never got her refund or failed to sell it herself. Which, by the way, we were forced to because we never ended up doing so. Nice backhanded response to criticism, by the way. Other cons have made me happy with. Oh, okay. No, never mind. You know what? I made it too big. Whoops.
All right, in the comments, I know Denise shared that the artist alley. Oh,
No, he fucking didn't.
oh, it happened. Why are you still in this group? Because I had been going for a few years until 2019, and to be honest, was waiting until before the con started to sell my girlfriend's pass in case she never got a refund or failed to sell it herself. Which, by the way, we are forced to because you never ended up doing so. Nice backhanded response to criticism, by the way. Other cons have made me happy and will continue to do so. Good luck.
Wow.
Good luck to you too. LMAO saying why are you in the group but still can't address the actual issues? That's crazy.
Oh my goodness.
That is fucking bad, bro.
Yeah.
That's like really. I don't know. He needs to have like a PR manager or something like that to handle that because that's really bad.
He needs an asshole.
Yeah. I mean, I understand this was like 2 years ago, but still, like that's really bad. That's a bad image, you know.
It's very bad. Like that's not something you want for your con.
Yeah, this was 2 years ago.
That is horrible, man.
Here we go. Playing favorites with seating. It's very small, I know. So let me try to increase the size. Also, the center was a PA system. Utilize it. It was there the whole weekend. And heard next to no announcements. One was from a young guy and a Japanese girl at the start of the con. Every single change concerning panels events should have been broadcast before, because half the people aren't even using apps and are generally clueless on their phones or dead or have no internet. My first Matsuri, my last Matsuri. Great fun with attendees, vendors, and general vibe and comrades from being annoyed and disappointed in the con, but nothing much less. What kind of badge did you have? Does it matter?
I thought so.
Ooh, damn this guy.
Dude, like I said, man, he needs like needs to do. He's probably would have to do a lot of damage control for that.
Somebody pissed in his Cheerios this morning.
Right? Goodness gracious.
I can't read this shit anymore. This is horrible.
No, I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. It's a dumpster fire.
It is. Like this one has photos. Okay. So like, I was kind of hoping for screenshots. So, I will give Matsuri this. They are very good at being like the WWE of anime conventions, except for the WWE is actually successful in making a profit and actually has, people that want to attend. Because a lot of the tickets for Monday Night Raw here in Houston on the 31st, they're sold out.
Of July.
Mm-hmm.
For July 31st. Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, basically, aka the go home Raw to SummerSlam.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, shit, I didn't think about that. I need to buy a ticket tonight.
No, you're good, Yang. You're good.
Which is funny because last year on Raw, the Raw after SummerSlam took place in Houston, and now this year is going to be the Raw before SummerSlam.
At one point, SummerSlam was here in Houston. They never
did a SummerSlam in Houston.
No, I'm sorry. Oh, I was thinking Survivor Series. My bad.
No, you're fine.
Although they should, though, I could see them hosting a SummerSlam because we hosted a WrestleMania, a Survivor Series, and a Royal Rumble. Might as well complete SummerSlam to make it complete. But I think I have this theory why they aren't doing SummerSlam here in Houston. Maybe it's because like the hurricanes and shit. Maybe they don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, that is true. August is around the time of storm season.
Yeah, so I'm just maybe that's the theory. That's the theory. But anyway, so in the comments, let's see. John got that Dom level nuclear heat.
Well,
Oh man.
I
don't
mean,
understand it though. Like, here's the problem with Animematsuri. Here's the thing. John has no, what is it? Basic instinct or he has no, not instinct. I'm sorry. Common sense
yeah, there you go.
when it comes to a PR.
Mhm.
I don't care. Like, we have made mistakes too, but there have been times where I have come out and said, like, where people have talked shit about us. I'm like, well, fuck you too. If you have something to say, come on my channel and say it to me.
Agreed.
Like, but I haven't blocked anyone on the Geek Survivor page. I don't block people on my personal Facebook. I have blocked people, but that's for different reasons.
Right.
I mean, we dealt with a lot of criticism during the whole Nazi thing. Like, we took it head on. We didn't shut people up. We shared all of our proof and evidence showing that we were not in the wrong here. We weren't there. Matsuri was neglectful of their panels. They're obviously neglectful of who's attending the con because they allow 2 or 3 Nazi cosplayers to enter the convention.
And for the people out there who've heard the story, yes, we're repeating it. We're going to keep repeating it until just to make it clear that obviously Geekfire had nothing to do with that Nazi thing.
Right. And that's another thing, Jose. I don't know if you know this. So you obviously know. I'm pretty sure you know about the whole Nazi incident with Anime Matsuri.
Yeah, Juan told me about this.
Other YouTube channels have covered it. Other YouTube channels have actually mentioned us, talking about how we were fucked over. But there are people legitimately out there right now in the community that tell us, drop it. Just drop it already. That shit's in the past.
Move on. But that's how they would just say. Sorry for interrupting you there, but
We'll say this, and we'll say it until the victim just decides to talk about it. John wasn't the one that wrote that last apology letter thing either. What apology letter? Are you talking about with the victims of his sexual, with the inappropriateness shit that he was like messaging people and shit like that? I can't think of a word. I can't think of what you would call it. Misconduct? That doesn't sound harsh enough.
Sexual misconduct?
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, asking chicks, have you ever had an orgasm?
Yeah, that's totally a normal thing to have in a conversation.
especially when you're like basically the founder of a big convention, you know what I mean? That ain't it, dude.
Right, so here's the thing. Now, this is where I'm going to play devil's advocate. People are not going to be happy, but you have to look at it from 2 sides of the spectrum. Is that something that someone will ask, like a personal friend, one of the homies? And homies isn't, it's not gender exclusive. The homies can be of any variety,
gender.
any gender, non-binary, whatever. Just, they're your friends. There are conversations you have with your friends that you normally would not ask complete strangers, somebody in the workplace, somebody that you want to have a professional relationship with.
Mhm.
And when you say business relationship, we don't mean that you're going to pay someone and then sleep with them. You might, I don't know. I'm not the former president. But here's the thing. You can have friendship, you can have relationships with friends, partner, business relationships. Like, you can have acquaintances. But you don't ask that question to somebody you're trying to work with that you're not close to. If it's somebody you know and they know you're bullshitting around, if they know you well enough to know that you're bullshitting around, okay, whatever. You can ask them whatever, as long as you're both okay with the context of the question. Now, this was an individual that he had a business relationship with, that he did not know on a personal level. This individual had no intention of being friends. There's a lot of people that have this thing: don't shit where you eat. And is he wrong? Absolutely. I'm not going to defend him, but I will say there are people that are asking that, because people will also attack the question. The question is distasteful. It's a distasteful question, especially if you're asking it to an individual you are not that close to.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
But like let's say you're with your closest friend that you've known for 20 years, and your friend's like, "Hey man, did you get laid this weekend?" Like, fuck yeah, like kind of like that, because you hear those all the time. That's a conversation between two friends that are mutually appreciating each other and that respect each other and know what level they can go to and what level they cannot.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You have to have boundaries.
Yeah.
There has to be boundaries. Animematsuri, the owner fucked up. He admitted he fucked up. He took a 2-hour online sexual harassment course, found Jesus, and was forgiven. How do I know it was 2 hours? Well, you can find out. The Ravens flock has actually done a documentary on Animematsuri. That's actually how I found them.
That is true. That is true. Man, oh man, it's been so long ago. But I get what you're saying, Jesse. When it comes to like personal conversations outside of the business bubble, like depending on who you're talking to, that may seem like an okay conversation. Like if it's someone you know, someone you're close with, then yeah, that's fine. Keep it between you guys. But if it's a complete stranger, then yeah, of course they're gonna feel uncomfortable with that subject.
Mm-hmm. Like, well, here's the thing. The reason why I'm playing devil's advocate, because as a entertainer, I do a lot of jokes, a lot of comedy. I do offensive comedy, but I try not to step over lines. I did offend 3 people once, but I do disclaimers in all my panels. Like, okay, there might be jokes, there might be some things that are said that might be slightly offensive. We're going to keep it at this rating, this PG-13, R, whatever the case may be.
Right.
If you're easily offended, please leave right now, because it's okay. We're not going to make fun of you. We're not going to troll you. We're not going to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started making jokes about being Mexican, or Mexican shit. And they left, and they went to another panel, and when I talked to the other panels, oh, they said that you were telling racist jokes. Oh, and I looked dead at the people that said that, and I was like, I know, and that's it. That's all I did to them. I was like, yep, they were racist towards my own people, towards me.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not gonna, like, that's the thing. I am 100% towards comedy, but I'm also towards having a line, a barrier. What can you say? What can't you say? What can you ask? What can't you not ask? Definitely, have you ever experienced an orgasm to a complete stranger is not acceptable.
Yeah, no, especially if you're the owner, if you're running a convention, and from a business standpoint, like, buddy, that's not going to look good on you in terms of PR by saying that stuff. Like, that's a huge overreach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it's, you know, that phrase, "It ain't it, chief." That's like an easy example of that.
Dude, and you know what's not? Still can't believe this exists. Oh my god. John, you fucking bastard. Oh my god. And I quote, "Why are you still in this group?" Question mark.
It's like one of those people who, like, I mean, John was just one. I like I said, we brought it up. This was from 2 years ago, but still, you know, it's like one of those people who can't take criticism, or it's just like he's really immature for a higher executive level. You know what I mean? For a person like that, like, dude, that is not a way to treat your customers. Potential, like, new customers or returning ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. It makes it hard for attendees to speak out and address the concerns about the convention, lest they risk a public finger wagging by the con owner.
I'm sharing this on the Discord, by the way, guys. You gotta see this shit. I'm not even making this up. Y'all saw it on the stream. You saw it here live. We didn't even know about this. We discovered it. We only intended to talk about animematsuri. Like I said, 45 minutes, and we're gonna talk about John Wick and Super Mario. At this point, we're probably not even gonna fucking review John Wick.
We'll probably say, we'll probably save it for next week because might as well next week we'll probably just talk about the Mario movie with spoilers because it's already gonna be 2 weeks already.
Yeah, that's fine, and I'll be more than happy to talk. And if you guys invite me, I'll be more than happy to talk about it with you because I actually saw both. I saw John Wick Chapter 4 last week, a couple weeks ago, and I saw the new Super Mario Brothers movie last night.
Nice. I saw it on Friday. We'll say this, by the way, about Super Mario Brothers, the movie. Loved it.
I watched it on Wednesday, and I said, despite there were some issues, but I will say I overall liked it. And the critics, there's some of these critics who clearly were not the right audience for this movie. And it showed. Trust me, some of them. One of them, deadass, said this. I am not joking when they said this. Mario and Luigi's relationship is forced. They're fucking brothers. Of course, that's fucking forced. You fucking idiot.
They clearly have not picked up a single video game for the Super Mario.
Oh, another critic said, "Oh, unplugging your Game Boy." As soon as those 3 words, I was like, "All right, yeah, you were
done,
not."
buddy.
You were not the right audience for this person. You were out of touch. Some of these critics were out of touch. I'm sorry.
I hereby revoke your movie critic card, please.
Yeah, and for me for someone like, I'm not gonna toot my own horn here because I did study journalism and all that stuff in college. I gave my review on YouTube. Cheap plug. I mean, I did post a spoiler-free review on it. There were some valid criticisms, but overall, like to go see a movie, you gotta at least have some basic knowledge of what to expect in the movie. You can't just go in there like not know anything and think, "Oh, it's a great movie. Oh my god, the pacing and all that." I'm like, dude, it's a movie not targeted for adults. It was mostly targeted for children, but adults can still enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Of course, because it has the nostalgia value. Like Super Mario Brothers is the biggest, like one of the biggest cornerstones in video gaming history.
Yeah, it's in a way Nintendo's pretty much the Disney of video games in a way.
Oh god, that's a scary thought.
I know it's kind of weird to say that, but I'm just like making an analogy, like a quick comparison here. But like I said, I enjoyed the film. A lot of people did. Actually, it's crazy. Of the people that seen the movie and I talked to them, I haven't heard anybody say like, "Oh, it's bad," or the weakest I could say was like, "Oh, it was pretty good. It was not bad. It was okay." I never heard of like a bad thing about the film that I think. And a lot of people are like debating about the whole Rotten Tomatoes thing. I'm like, okay, I get it, but you don't have to rely on Rotten Tomatoes, dude. You have to rely on your own opinion. You have an opinion. Go out and go watch the movie, and then you could come up with your own, conclusions.
Exactly. Don't base your opinion based on what somebody else said. Go and find out for yourself.
And if you want to crap on Rotten Tomatoes, these are all some of the critics. They're the same people who gave a movie called Cuties like an 87%, and that movie's like basically pedophilic movie.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the Pope's Exorcist. Got 59% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Which I think is actually slightly higher. Oh, the what's it called? The Strange Case of Jackie Cleo. It has 5 reviews. Oh damn it.
Yeah. Post-credit scene: Mario takes a job as a referee, and the camera pans to see little Mac.
Oh man, that would be so cool.
Say that would be cool. You know what's funny? I will say though, just a heads up for anybody out there who hasn't seen it yet. There's 2 credits, post-credits. There's a mid-credits and a post-credits. So just a heads up.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people didn't know that. A lot of people were like, "Wait, there was a mid-credit." I'm like, "Yes, dude. At this point, any movie you go to, just stay for all the way."
Oh my goodness.
As of right now, Super Mario Brothers the movie, Super Mario Bros. Movie 2023 has a 56%
by critics.
by on Rotten Tomato by 213 reviews critics.
Mhm.
It has 96% audience
Audience.
score for more than 10,000
So
verified.
basically
Damn,
96% of basically 96% of the audience who went to go see it liked it,
Nice. That's
which is
actually
great.
that's pretty awesome.
Which is great, and also we earlier in the skinny we brought up the box office and how that basically showed how big of a deal it was. Because if you weren't here for the skinny earlier, I mentioned how the film got $146.4 million in 3 days domestically, but if you had the 5 days because it came out on a Wednesday, it almost $200 million domestically, and
Dude,
then
that is those are impressive numbers, man.
yeah, and then worldwide they hit $368 million. It's the biggest opening for an animated film since Frozen 2 4 years ago. And
Nice.
it hasn't even hit other markets yet. Some markets haven't even got the movie yet. Like Japan hasn't even got theirs yet. It's not even in theaters in Japan yet. So we don't know if they're going to add more to it. And here's the crazy thing. I mentioned this earlier. I know I'm kind of repeating myself, especially those who watched since the beginning of today's episode. I mentioned that its entire weekend, it made more than the Sonic movie's entire theater run. The first Sonic movie, entire theater run.
Oh, no freaking way.
But I will say, to be fair, it came out when COVID was just started and all that stuff. I'll give it that. But still, that's massive. It's actually.
Have you read some of these? I'm looking at the reviews, but I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just want to read this one.
Mhm.
The film belts along with an assault of candy colors and a commemorative command of canonical detail. They gave it a 3 out of 5.
Can you repeat that again? I just had a
The
stroke
film
hearing
belt
that.
along with an assault of candy colors and a commendable command of canonical detail.
Wow, that's
okay,
a tongue twister there.
That's a tongue twister. But
Ugh.
yeah, sometimes I can understand this. Their opinion, the critics' opinions, and all that. But at the end of the day, for me, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to toot my own horn. I did study. I'm essentially a journalist in a way, but I will say that you just have to have some basic like knowledge going into the film. You know what I mean? Of course, it's going to be colorful. Like if you ever played a Mario game, look how colorful the games are. If you go the characters, of course they're going to like be all goofy and stuff and all that. And it just blows me away. A critic reviewer really said that. Oh, Mario and Luigi's brotherhood is forced. I'm like, dude, they're fucking brothers. Of course, it's
You know something? I'm not surprised that critics would say this. I'm just very disappointed that critics would say that.
Yeah, and like in the comments, basically people went to the theaters. Some people I knew went to see the movie just despite the critics. I was like, yeah, fuck the critics, because they clearly didn't know what the fuck they're talking about. It was actually a great movie.
Hey man, as long as they have fun and enjoy the movie.
What's Bringing Up Baby?
What?
Huh?
The movie called Bringing Up Baby.
I have
don't know.
no idea. I haven't seen
I'm looking
it.
because I'm trying to see if there's a way I can I was trying to see if you could review critics. Like, this person obviously eats shit for breakfast. Sprinkled in, they eat their own turds for breakfast and drink their own piss if they hate Super Mario.
Yeah.
So just real quick, just to share with you, so the certified critics gave 56% to the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Mhm.
Super Mario Bros. 1993 got a 29%.
Wow.
Oh, damn. Actually, both the critics and the audience have equal scores.
Yeah, basically a lot. Even the audience didn't like it either. I mean, to be fair, I mean that's the '93. Ironically, thanks to the Mario movie this year, DVDs in Amazon, DVD sales for the original 1993 movie actually went up.
Oh my goodness.
Police Academy 4, Three Ninjas, High Noon at Mega Mountain got 0 on the critic score, and Miami Super Cops, they refused to review it.
What? That's so weird.
So I'm gonna sign up to be a Rotten Tomato certified.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna shit on every movie these people love, like Mafia Mama.
There you go.
Okay.
Susan.
mean,
Abuse the system to
you mean-
abuse the system to your will, Jesse Goku.
I
Yeah,
will.
yeah.
Jesse
Basically, any movie Martin Scorsese considers cinema because you remember those comments he made about the MCU.
Yeah. Mafia Mama was so stupid. It was more boring than church.
Wow. Jesus, man. Well, hey, listen. I actually do need to bounce because I actually do.
Go ahead and plug your stuff before
Yeah,
you go
definitely.
because we're actually wrapping up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I appreciate that, folks. First of all, thank you very much for having me here on Geeks 5 Ever. Tune into our main show, The Ravens Flock, every Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern here on YouTube and Twitch, where we talk about like all the news and all the topics that circulates every week in the world of nerd and geek culture every Saturday night. We also have 3 other shows: Los Amigos Play, our video gaming show, which is on Saturdays at 5 p.m. Eastern. And we have the wrestling review show, Wrestle Rewind, which is on Thursday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern. And we have The Black Files, an uncensored, unscripted interview and review podcast, which we air every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube and Twitch. And I'll be more than happy to share the link on the comments section. And this Sunday, we're actually going to be hosting a subathon. We're going to be doing a subathon where we're going to be playing another round of Mario Kart, and it's going to be exclusive on YouTube. We're looking to try to get our numbers up.
Cool. Looking forward to it. Yeah, we'll be happy to help plug your stuff in.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And hey, listen, if you guys have Nintendo Switches and if you have a copy of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, we're also going to post our friend's code if you want to get in on the action.
Hey, a little Geeks 5 Ever versus Ravens Flock.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
With all the rage quitting and cussing.
Cart
and
clash.
Yes.
Cart clash.
That is how friendships are made.
Well, we should have Mario Party. Do a Mario Party one also.
Oh yes.
That's how friendships end.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thanks so much for having me on, man. I really appreciate it. You guys are always awesome. And if you guys see Coach, tell him I said hi, man.
Oh yeah, we will. All right, thank you for coming on. Thank you, man.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys have a good night.
All right, guys, that's all we have. We spent most of the podcast talking about Animematsuri, which is really not how I wanted to spend the show, but we found out so much more.
Yeah, there's a lot of bombshells. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, I feel like we're just barely
scratching the surface.
Yeah, because who knows what's out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when is Animematsuri anyway?
In August.
Oh, god damn it. They're on my birthday. We have the same birthday.
August 10th to the 13th, if I remember correctly, yes.
It's 6 days after my birthday.
Yeah, no. Correction, 6 days after our birthday.
That's true.
Actually, you know, just to make something better, the new Ninja Turtles movie, Mutant Mayhem, comes out on our birthdays.
Oh, what? Oh,
yeah, the new Ninja Turtles movie.
No, I have to.
Yeah, I know, right? We should just watch it.
I'm looking at this picture of the mayor with John and Denise, and the mayor just has that face like I have no idea what the hell's going on.
Hey, make a prediction. What is he cosplaying this year?
I bet you his dumbass will come out there dressed like he'll come out there in a green jumpsuit.
Yeah.
And he's gonna come out looking like Deku.
Oh my god. Oh, that'd be funny.
That's gonna be really funny. I will give credit to he actually dressed up as Goku one year? What the hell?
Yeah, he did last year.
That's insulting. Well, anyways, with that being said, I will give Animematsuri credit. They do have really good photographers that know how to make it look like it's a crowded area.
Mm-hmm.
They really do not paint the illusion, just like AEW and WWE. On camera, looks packed. When you're there in person, it ain't. With that being said, though, Sonic, actually, so guys, so I'll let y'all know when, but on Sunday, I will be releasing a pre-recorded podcast for everyone to listen to. It will be on YouTube, and I might upload it to other formats so you can listen to it in the car. So I have a cosplayer who goes by the name of Rose,
mm-hmm.
and she's actually going to be coming on the podcast to talk about cyberbullying.
Oh yeah, that's a big topic. Actually, bringing that up, there was an incident that happened at Weeb Con somewhat, but it's related to cyberbullying, so maybe I'll probably bring that up.
Yeah, I was actually going to tell you about it after the show.
Okay.
I kind of mentioned it to Jace, but I gotta see when I set it up to pre-record it because I kind of want to go out Friday night. So I might set it up for. We'll see. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah,
But
no
yeah,
worries.
cyberbullying. We're actually going to start talking about real, like we
But-
talked about. We've always talked about real subjects like cyberbullying, bullying, sexual harassment, creepers, the nice guy mentality. We're definitely going to start doing that again. We do the same subjects every year, just because I know it's kind of like, oh, you always talk about the same things every year.
Yeah, a lot of people be like, "Oh, this is rerun. What is this, a rerun or something?" Like, well, here's the thing, guys. Keep this in mind that we get a lot of new viewers and also a lot more trying to, I guess, to remind people, but also like just bring in mind, like, because it's still going on, unfortunately. I don't know. If
Yeah, there's always
that's
new people there's new cases, new congoers. As we get older, remember, in history, it's once we forget is when we lose.
Mhm.
Once we start letting stuff go because it's in the past, that's when we lose. And the people really saying, "Why are y'all still bringing shit up like that?" are the ones that are probably doing the same shit.
Mm.
I see it too, dude. Like cyberbullying is real. I've never been cyberbullied because, like, first off, I gotta say, when people talk shit about me, I hear about it. I know. Some people it doesn't bother me. Some people, we've had conversations.
Yeah.
We've had conversations in person. There was one person where I had a conversation with them. It was a conversation between their face and my face. I don't condone violence. That is not the answer. But they said some awful things about not just me, about other people around me that are. I don't bully people. No, I don't. I don't bully. I treat people with respect. I try not to start shit with anybody. I'll fight a porta potty or a sanitation machine, but I won't fight an act. Like, I try to avoid fighting actual people. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us. Go ahead and start. Plug the channel, please. Plug your channels.
All right, if you follow me on Twitter, I have all my socials on my YouTube channel. Follow my YouTube channel. I did a spoiler-free review on the Super Mario Brothers movie last week. Please go check it out. Had a great, like I said, if you enjoyed my thoughts on it, we will eventually talk about it with spoilers. So time's running out for those who haven't seen it. So, but yeah, like I said, just follow me on Twitter. Follow me on all my socials, TikTok, Instagram, etc. And I remember this weekend a lot of events coming up, so I'll probably attend some of these, and I'll probably give my thoughts on it next week. So we will see about that.
I think somebody tagged me on the post. Let me see what. All right, guys. So if you haven't already, make sure you follow us on TikTok. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, the Twitch. I said Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. That's what I meant.
And TikTok.
TikTok at Geeks5Ever.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you follow all of our channels. I do have a Cinco de Mayo special coming out. I'm gonna go out as Captain Mexico and ask people different questions as Captain Mexico. I'm gonna do something special for Cinco de Mayo since it falls on a Friday. That's gonna be awesome. We will be at Comic Palooza next month. Comic Palooza is next month.
Yeah, hard to believe it. And also JFest happening the weekend of Cinco de Mayo.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so much going on in May. It's coming that time of the year where so many shit's going on every week.
Yeah, it's definitely summer. Summer's coming up.
Yeah, so this weekend. I mean, this weekend we already have 3 events happening at the same time. One in San Antonio, one in Houston, and one in Austin. And then next week, Retropalooza in Pasadena.
And we announced our Delta HCon party, so make sure you check that out as well.
Into the Into the Drunkiverse?
The Drunkenverse.
Into the Drunkenverse.
And it's got Kermit on the floor.
Yeah, and then we'll do a part 2. It's gonna say across the Drunkenverse.
So into the Drunkenverse. The reason why we're calling it the Drunkenverse because our goal is this year to get the 2 suites that are right across from each other.
Yeah.
The 2 rooms. Each one has 2 rooms connected to it, so that's 6 rooms. 2 different parties, 6 rooms. Into the Drunkenverse, where you can cross over from one party to the next. and then we'll do it across the Drunken Verse next year.
Yeah, perfect. Right?
Yeah, actually, this year should be called Across the Drunken Verse because we're going to be at. By the way, everyone, we will be at BotCon this year. We are. I've made my decision. I will work both cons. I will work daytime panels at BotCon and the adult panels at Delta.
Mm-hmm.
So let that sink in for a bit.
Into the Drunken Verse of Madness.
Yeah, the Drunken Verse of Madness. The Drunken.
The Drunken Verse of
Verse
Madness.
the Drunken Verse of Sloppiness. Instead of madness, sloppy. Sloppy.
Puking.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Join us back next week on Monday for another live podcast. Make sure you tune in on Sunday for our pre-recorded, uploaded podcast. We're going to be filming that. We're going to be recording that. It will be audio only. There will be no video. And obviously, since it's pre-recorded, we can't read comments. But
Yeah,
if you have any questions, you can go ahead and send them to us on Instagram or Facebook.
Yeah, so if those would actually be helpful, because when we do the taped ones, we would likely probably do a section dedicated to us asking questions, like a mailbox.
Mm-hmm.
So keep send those questions in, and we'll be happy to answer them.
So our subject will be cyberbullying, and after that, we're going to talk about we're going to pick another subject. We'll announce the subject during the podcast. But if you have an idea for a subject, let us know.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know in the comments. Have a good night, everybody. We will see you again on Monday live at 8 p.m. Hopefully Jace will be here. Hopefully Sonic will be here. Everyone works. Sometimes we can't be here. Sometimes we can.
Yeah, sometimes that happens. But we hope to bring as much content as we can for you guys. And thank you guys for your support.
Peace.
All right, take care, guys. See y'all next time.